It's Lee Majors, the $6 million band.
Santa, is there a back way out of this place?
Of course there is, Lee, but this is one Santa that's going out the front door.
Christmas parade will be going to Hyde Park Barracks in London, where the Queen's Lifeguard is preparing for Christmas Day ceremonial duties. And the children of the Scots Guards will be joined by a host of...
A man of miracles, I witness with my visuals. He's still in the business. Be careful who you listen to when they try to get at you, like if it's real.
A Merry Christmas to all of you at home.
Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, everyone. Hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. It's the end of the holidays, baby. I mean, listen, I could keep going to Wednesday, which is like 12th night, but it's the end of the holidays, baby. I can't do it anymore. I can't. This is the end, baby. But it's been a fun little holiday. Holidays come once a year, and you know the important thing about it is putting them away again, right? So you can enjoy them the next year. I'm a big believer in that. I've had a very, very festive time. It's a very festive New Year this year. It's unlike me, right? It is unlike me. So as you know, ladies and gentlemen, I recently became a grandfather. I'm going to bore you with more of this shit for a little bit. Not long. Right, I recently became a grandfather. 2 baby boys, twins. Right, oh, that's like freaking cute. Now, okay, so since we last spoke, was it Thursday? Did I do a stream on Thursday? Okay, yeah. So anyway, Wednesday, yeah, I did a News Day stream. I was kind of reeling. So Wednesday, right? Wednesday we had this big thing called a pigeon event. We had about 35 people in the house. You know, it was a dinner, yeah, food stuff. It was to redeem the babies. So anyway, so that at that point, my son and his daughter, and my son and my daughter-in-law moved in with his 2 kids, right? So then it's been a lot of baby stuff going on since then. Just a lot of baby. Firstly, my wife is this is a Jewish word, and you really need to understand it. She's kvelling. She's cavelling, right? She is loving every freaking second of this, right? She, in a way that I find kind of weird. Firstly, she did this entire clean of our bedroom so the babies can stay in our room overnight, right? So my son and his wife can get a good night's sleep. My daughter-in-law and my daughter-in-law was like, well, this sounds perfect. This is the right way we should be doing this. This is very good. So the first night we had the babies all night, and I was like, that was Wednesday night, right? Wednesday, Thursday. I couldn't even see straight the next night. I was like, I know where I am, right? And so the next night I like crawl into bed. It was like 10 o'clock, right? And then I just sleep for everything. My wife just gets up and feeds both babies and like changes them and like and I'm thinking she's going to be exhausted. She's going to want to no. It gives her strength. It's the weirdest thing. She's like a vampire feeding. Like it's like that. She sucks energy out of doing all this shit for the baby. I was like, well, this is just weird, right? This is weird. So then, my older daughter comes by, right? And she gets like hypnotized by him. She's like, blah, 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 crazy. She's crazy. I mean, she's also a teacher. Like, blah, 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 and then she's like, a baby? Right? And she just adores these little babies right now. So we had my son, his wife, the 2 grandkids. Then I had my other son. Oh, my God, my other son so wants to have a baby now. My other son and his wife. So he stayed with us he's been with us, but he stayed with us on Thursday night, Friday. No, he came on Friday mornings. He's been around all the time, right? And everybody just wants to be around the babies, right? The babies and everything. And my youngest son is just, oh God, he's so sweet. Okay, this kid is just like, he's always been a sweet kid. I mean, like, unbelievably sweet. He met his first girlfriend and fell head over heels in love with her, right? Like, literally, I mean, like, that's the best way to describe it. Like, head over heels in love with her. When he when he was in before the war, right? When he was in the tanks, right? You have a 3-man crew in the tank. They always said they had a 4-man crew because I had my son Aria, the driver, and the gunner, right? And then you have the commander, but you have the loader, which was the son, the driver, and the gunner, right? And then you had my son's girlfriend, right? Because he talked about her all the time. So yeah, after he'd been in combat for a little bit, they decided to get married. And like they've been married over a year now, and he's like, he's so sweet. He's like, people say, this love you have is just going to die down. No, it's been a year, and I love her even more now, right? She's like, stop saying I'm so beautiful. You are. What can I do? Yeah. So anyway, so he's very, very sweet, but he loves these babies. Oh my God, he's so broody, right? My daughter as well. So anyway, over Sabbath. Well, firstly, we had my wife made so much freaking food for this thing on Wednesday. Made like a ton of brisket, like a ton of brisket. So staying at my house over Sabbath was, as I said, my 2 sons and their wives, right? My 2 grandkids, both my daughters and my mother-in-law. So we had a packed house, right? We really did a packed house, and my sons asked my wife to make chulent, right? Chulent for Sabbath. Now, chulent is a traditional dish. It's like a stew, and you have like different ones. You have like Western European, Eastern European ones. Everyone's is like kind of different. Essentially, it's potatoes, onions, barley, meat, spices, you put barbecue sauce in it, ketchup, whatever, right? And you put it into the slow cooker and let it go overnight, right? And then in the morning, you have lunch. It's a really nice, yummy stew. And they specifically wanted my wife's chulent, so then she made that as well. But we had a ton of brisket left over, like most of it left over. So we had that for Friday night as well. With what else do you make? But there's chulent. There was kishka. Kishka is like how would you describe it? You basically get crackers. I know you make it with crackers, oil, carrots, and celery. I think in the blender, right, to make it kind of dough. And what you're supposed to do is then use that and stuff like the intestines of an animal with it. But my wife doesn't do that. Although if you ever find that kishka, that's the good stuff, right? So she just makes it like wrapped in greaseproof paper. But yeah, so we had chulent and kishka. And then we had a lot of food, right? A lot of food. Artichokes. Oh my God, the artichokes were good. Just a ton of food and lots of people playing with babies. And the baby Jenny's being very, very cute, right? So what the baby's called, we don't know yet. That's tomorrow. Tomorrow is the big deal, right? Monday is the big deal. That is the Brit Mila or the bris, right? That's where the kids get circumcised, right? So that's happening supposedly at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. We have a winery near us, right? But beforehand, here, let me see if we can, let me get that video. Hang on. Oh, can I get it via this way? No, it's probably if I just hang on. If I send it directly, I Bluetooth it to me. Hang on, we do. You're watching me boomer it as we speak. So I select, and then I do. There we go. Airdropping. Thinking about it. Oh, there you go. Hey. Okay, so tonight you have a thing where all the little kids in the community come around, or how many you can scare up, right? And they all come and they say there's a prayer you say that's like central in Judaism called the Shema, right? You cover your eyes when you say Shema Yisrael. The Shema means listen, Jew Yisrael. Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem. There's two things of God, right? The loving God is really the wrathful God, right? Hashem Echad. There is only one God, right? Everything is one. Right? It's a prayer of unity. So the kids come around, they see the babies, and they get candy, right? So that's literally just happened before I started the stream. Let's see if I can pull that up. Where'd it go? Did it not download? Oh, here it is, right there. Doink. That's my living room. Oh wait, is there a way I can turn this? Oh, this is annoying. How do I turn this, you think? Oh, what's this? Remove. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to mute. Fine, you watch it this way.
You did it. Right? Because what are they doing today?
Yeah, my wife's asking, so why do we do this? And some brave kid is answering. Hey, it's a bit lackluster, I'll admit. But yeah, they're really good. Yeah, so this is more the prayer. By the way, the woman in the background, she is a neighbor of mine, right? She grew this pineapple from a seed. It grew up, and we all enjoyed watching it grow as I walked around the block and looked in their front garden. And we were really excited for them to eat it. Like, how was the and how was the pineapple? And then somebody stole it. Right, just before they're going to eat it. It was terrible. And now they just have their car stolen. I was like, wow, it's anything worse than getting a pineapple stolen. They're the babies. We're calling them A and B right now. Yeah, there you go. Okay, yeah. The one in blue we call A. The one in brown we call B. They're saying a Jewy prayer for the baby, okay? And now you think this Go Eat to Sleep song called Hamalach Hagoah, right? No, I don't know the words off the top of my head. I just know if I just started singing Hamalach Hagoah, the kids will pick it up and carry it on. You get the idea, and then all kids get some chocolate, right? As a Ryan problem. But tomorrow is the big day, right? Tomorrow is the big day. 1 second, I just got to apply this thing. I think so, right? So and then there's a whole thing about I'm going to be Sandek, which is the baby's supposed to go on my lap because I'm a bit of a fat guy. I don't really have much of a lap, so I'm going to hopefully just do it on a table. We had all these different tables we bought in. We're just going to ask the guy tomorrow, the circle size, the mall, just where do you want to do it, and I'll sit there. Okay, we'll do it that way. I think that's the way around. We're going to manage it. But yeah, so it'll be more pictures next time. But yeah, the decorations coming down, baby. It's before 12th night. I'm done. Right. I'm ready to get back to reality now. Right, I really am. Especially, I've had my entire life turned into a weird ballet of babies and bottles and stuff like that. I'm really looking forward to a bit of normal and boring. Right, I could really use a bit of normal, quiet, and boring. That is all good stuff. However, normal, quiet, and boring, there isn't so much of that around right now. So a rabbi who I was listening to, he's reasonably convinced the Messianic era has indeed began. It began on last week on the 29th? 29th of the 30th, on the Jewish fast day of Asara B'Tavis, the 10th of the month of Tavis. which is when the exile began. So he wants to say the exile started to end that day with the the collapse of Iran, which is that's incredible, right? That's such big news. And also what's going on in Venezuela, right? Which is the Venezuela thing is crazy, right? The Venezuela thing is absolutely off the charts, mind-blowingly crazy. So if you don't know, Venezuela, Trump has had a quiet war with Venezuela because they been supplying all these drugs and stuff to America and trying to take them down that way, right? So they just been blowing up shit, right? And now they blew up. They critical that their whole military and kidnapped their president, all right, Maduro. Here, just look at it. It's incredible. I mean, it really is incredible. Who would believe you can see things like this? And this guy is a hated dictator in Venezuela. How hated is he? Well, Keir Starmer's approval rating is around 14, 15. His approval rating is around 20, right? And people are celebrating in the streets right now that he's gone. I mean, honestly, he's really bad news, right? Really genuinely bad news. Do I have the video of the celebration? I think I do. Here we go.
Come celebrate with us. We love everybody because you, America, has loved us so much. So much. Thank you, America.
Edgar, thank you so much for sharing those sentiments. Guys, this is something that I find really interesting here. Everyone here, American, Venezuelan, have said they're so happy for the freedom that they experience here, and they just hope that freedom...
I lived in Miami when Maduro came about, and the Jews left Venezuela very quickly. And a lot of them ended up right in Miami, right? So this was a very first-hand thing for me.
Translates into their home country, Venezuela. All we've heard was freedom, freedom, freedom. Yes, we did it. Now we can continue to move forward. By no means are any of them saying, now comes the easy part. Certainly, the hard parts are on the way, but they're saying now is finally a step in the right direction that they've all been waiting for so long. I want to give you a little bit more of a scene setter here, guys. Look. People with flags, holding them up, holding them high, hundreds.
It's such a big deal. They haven't even been able to spin it as they tried. But even the mainstream media is this is just good. I mean, there's really not much they can say about it, right? Anybody who is, Angie is just a weirdo. It's Trump talking about it.
In the world could achieve what America achieved yesterday, or frankly, in just a short period of time?
Listen, Mr. President, I hate to contradict you or disagree with you, right? And I agree with you. No nation really would be able to do this in the same way America did. But if Israel had to do it, mate, we would do it.
All Venezuelan military capacities were rendered powerless as the men and women of our military, working with U.S. law enforcement, successfully captured Maduro in the dead of night.
Dude, we literally blew the balls off that entire opposing army in the space of a minute or two.
It was dark. The lights of Caracas were largely turned off due to a certain expertise that we have.
I do love how proud he is of him, though.
It was dark, and it was deadly. But captured along with his wife, Celia Flores, both of whom now face American justice. Maduro and Flores have been indicted in the Southern District of New York. It's Jay Clayton, for their campaign of deadly narco-terrorism against the United States and its citizens.
Generally speaking, good news. You can always tell how good a news is when you see how people who doesn't like it, and of course, who doesn't like it? Jeremy Corbyn.
So the idea that the US can talk about international law and order and rules-based systems whilst they bomb ships in the sea off the coast of Venezuela, now apparently bombing in Caracas and kidnapping the president.
It's almost as if you can't be a narco-terrorist anymore, right? And the rules say you can. Look, we believe in the rules. Okay, rules were made by little fucks like this, so he could be a little Hitler, which is what he wants, and he doesn't like when Maduro was a little Hitler. He doesn't like it when the little Hitlers of the world don't get to be little Hitlers, do they?
This is the behavior of a cowboy state, not the behavior of a member of the UN Security Council. So it needs to be condemned in the strongest possible terms. I hope the British government will do just that.
Yes. So what do you want and what do you expect Sir Keir Starmer to say today or tomorrow or the day after?
What I will hope he would say is that as a member of the UN Security Council, Britain
he's not going to say that because he's a little pussy.
Will be calling for an immediate meeting of the Security Council so that they can discuss what's gone on, that the US...
Out of curiosity, who pays for the Security Council? Let's see if I can do the math. It's America, right? So you want to get America to pay to be told off by somebody else? No.
Can explain what it's done and that Venezuela will have a chance to respond to it. And the idea that somehow or other the US can decide on its own volition which country to invade, which president to remove, which oil to steal and which natural resources to steal.
It's all about stealing oil. It means because it's not going into your pocket, you little socialist cunt.
Has to be condemned. I hope the British government will, for once, stand up to the USA.
This is your party, not my fucking party. You're out your mind. Fucking weirdo. Oh, and like even CNN, is saying this is pretty darn good news.
This news is being received in Iran. How's it being received in Russia? How's it being received in China?
All three predictably will.
They are all shitting themselves. That's how it's being received. They are all shitting themselves.
Deplore this kind of activity publicly. Privately, they will be impressed with the military capability here. I would argue none of those three militaries could have executed an operation.
But I think Israel could have done it, mate.
Like this. And again, we tend to just breeze by this. But the idea of finding, fixing, kidnapping, taking him out alive with his wife, no casualties on the side of the U.S. That's an extraordinary military operation.
Yeah, it is an extraordinary military operation, isn't it?
So I think while there will be a lot of public condemnation of the United States, predictably from those three nations, privately they'll be saying to themselves, that's a very capable military. That's not a bad thought to pop up in Beijing, Moscow, and Tehran these days.
Yeah. So again, who's opposed to it? Let's look at the other side. Because it's only fair that we see both sides of the argument, right? Here's this one, I think.
Donald Trump in the USA. Biggest threat in the world today. Biggest threat in the world today.
Darling, don't be a fat woman calling everybody else big.
The Trump administration has started a nakedly imperialist war to install a U.S. puppet government that will give Venezuela's oil resources over to the U.S. corporations.
I mean, as opposed to Maduro.
And to force U.S. hegemony over Latin America.
Oh no! Peace and prosperity for all. Liberty and democracy. Oh, it sounds so bad. I bet they're really sad, the Venezuelans. Jay!
This war.
Okay, darling, your entire protest is going to be completely shipwrecked if I turn up with a cream cake, honey. You'll be like, num, num, num.
Is illegal, both under international law and.
What do you reckon the odds are this woman's a international lawyer? I don't think it's very high. I don't.
The laws governing the declaration of war within the United States. Trump says this illegal war is about drug trafficking. But there's no evidence that high-level members of the Venezuelan government are narco-terrorists.
There's no evidence. There's only evidence of it, actually.
This war will only impoverish the people of Latin America. This is
So again, we're going to look at the moon. I bet they're crying.
Another regime change war to steal another country's oil and to steal their resources, just like the failed war against Iraq and countless imperialist interventions before.
Darling, lose some weight and find yourself a man, right? I say that with love. Like, lose some weight, find yourself a bloody man. So let's see how they're responding, right? They must be really sad, the Venezuelans. Yeah. It's weird, different cultures, because them bumming out, right, looks exactly like partying and being happy, right? Weird, isn't it? It's just weird, right? Strange yet true, right? Strange yet true. And also going on the same time, what else we have? Iran. Iran is teetering on falling. Look, this could be the beginning of the Messianic era. I would love to hope it is. I mean, God, I could certainly use it. I mean, here we have, like, that this is going on in Iran is huge news. Because a secular Iran will be so aligned with Israel. Oh my God. A secular an Iranian-Israeli alliance, that will be incredible. That would entirely change the Middle East forever. There's more going down in Iran. Is it? Yeah, look, I mean, they've lost massive swathes right now. They are in free fall bad news, right? They are in free fall bad news. A couple of tweets I think are very apropos. Share screen. Firstly, the Venezuela thing. The Bush family just shit a brick. And it's always good news when the Bush family shits bricks. The Venezuela became a narco state under the direction of George H.W. Bush, who installed a leader there many years ago, and then sent his son Jeb Bush to set up drug trafficking routes and money laundering. Money laundering. Most people have no clue how much Jeb Bush is connected to the drug trafficking. Here's your Substack article. Okay, Joe Lang. Okay, you go for it, mate. And then this is great from Hen Medzig. Silence from the Free Palestine aligned figures when Iranians risk their lives in protest says everything. Jew hatred never stops with Jews. It corrodes truth, empathy, and moral courage everywhere. Criticizing Iran, one of the Hamas's chief sponsors, would mean admitting brutality that they have spent years laundering just to demonize Israel. So they look the other way. They are beaten. Women are beaten. Protests are executed. And the megaphones go silent. At least they're consistent when their outrage depends on blaming Jews. Justice is optional. I know. Again, these people are all fucking scum. I don't even know who the one on the corner is. Who's this one at the bottom? Couldn't care less. Right, happy about them. Good actor. Here's the thing. This is what the last few years has taught me. Actors are fucking morons. Right? That's just the truth. Actors are fucking morons. Right? They are absolute fucking morons. Where's the two examples of how we know actors are morons? There's this Robert De Niro not doing so well today, apparently, when he found out his hero, the new mayor of New York, is going to screw him over. Look at this. Right. Robert De Niro says he has no choice but to leave New York City now that Mamdani is officially the mayor. He wants to take away half of my savings because I'm wealthy. I haven't worked in some time. My savings is all I have. Robert De Niro is an avid supporter of the communist during his campaign, Looks like he reached the find out portion of his choices. Fuck you, Robert. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't get much sweeter than that, does it? I mean, there is this. If you want to see liberals looking stupid, there is the Somalian daycare center fraud, massive scandal going on.
Well, I'm the only Somali who speaks English, so they always call me to come talk to you white people and to tell you, please stop investigating us and let us do fraud in peace. Somalis are a peaceful fraud community. We want to steal taxpayer money in peace without FBI jailing our ass. We even hired this liberal crazy white bitch to come act like she supports us. Look at her. Look at that Karen face and the eyes. It's always the eyes. Anyway, please stop investigating us and let us steal your taxpayer money in peace.
I think it just sounds reasonable. Right? It just sounds reasonable. Okay, but the best bit is actors are fucking morons, right? It's all going that actors are. It doesn't matter how good they are at acting, right? And it doesn't matter how nice they are. Like, I have no idea if Keith Isles, he's a great actor. He is genuinely a good actor. Is he a moron too? I don't know. He's very nice. He likes his Star Trek, but he might be a moron. I don't know. Seriously, all actors are morons. Right? And here's Hugh Bonneville to confirm the fact that indeed all actors are indeed morons. Go ahead, Hugh.
I'm often told to shut up and stay in my lane because I'm just an actor. What do I know? And what about...
Okay, no, it's not that you're just an actor. What do you know? It's you're a clueless twat. What do you know? Right? You're an actor, yeah, that's somewhat parenthetical, but mostly you're just a clueless twat. What do you know? Right? Certainly nothing that you're about to talk about. What do you know about this conflict? Clearly very little.
This conflict, and what about that conflict? Well, I may not speak up on everything, and I may not be as well informed as you.
But let me just say the Jews are the worst.
But I do think I have as much right as you to say what I think. And I think...
You can. And Hugh, mate, I'm going to rake you over the fucking coals for it, because I got every right to do it too.
That Israel's decision to revoke the credentials of 37 NGOs currently working in Gaza.
Now, why did Israel revoke the credentials of 37 NGOs currently working in Gaza? It's because they're not NG fucking O's. These are ways to funnel Hamas money. So what they have to do to retain their accreditation is give a roster of their employees so we can then know if they're hiring Hamas people, right? It's like, that's really it. No. And they refuse, right? They refuse because they knew this was going to go. And Hugh, why? Just because somebody says they work for an NGO, because they say they're an aid worker, but they're really wearing a green bandana and a Kalashnikov and are raping a unsuspecting Jewish woman, right? Are they still an NGO worker then, or is it all just they pull the wool over your eyes because you're a fucking moron? And how do you know you're a fucking moron? Because you're an actor, and actors are all fucking morons.
Is not only disgraceful, I think it's an abomination.
I know you think that because you don't think much, because you're a fucking moron.
And I call on all my industry colleagues. And
everybody else is a fucking moron. All you fucking morons, come along with us. Come along with me. And show everybody what a fucking moron you are, because we are fucking morons.
And I call on all the people in my community, and that
all the other fucking morons who don't happen to be actors. Anybody who just reads The Guardian.
Includes you to...
I'm right here, mate.
Speak up.
I'm doing that.
And appeal to our elected leaders and the UN.
I appeal to them to ban actors from speaking ever, other than on approved lines. That's what I appealed them to do.
To do more than just wring their hands. These NGOs...
Again, these NGOs are there to save lives. How much research have you done into the veracity of any of these NGOs, Hugh? Eddie? Or were you just told evil Jews being evil?
NGOs are there to save lives. Trust me, Action Against Hunger would be doing just as much work in Tel Aviv if it was surrounded and being pounded. So I do hope that...
Again, why do you believe that? Yeah. Do you have any idea how easy it is to dupe people like you? Oh my God. I mean, listen, the whole Trump thing shows you how easy it is to dupe people. All you got to do is tell people, oh, you're the clever ones because you don't believe truth. Yeah, it's only you went to college, so you're clever. You're not going to be, and that's how they dupe so many of you.
Sanity will prevail and that humanity will prevail. Do what you can, say what you can.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to do what I can, say what I can. I would think it's better if we lived in a world where the just and proper reaction to you being a fucking moron, idiot cunt, is to have your balls slammed into a drawer repeatedly. Now, I'm not calling for your balls to be repeatedly slammed in a drawer. I am not doing that. Right. I'm just saying the world would be better if actors, when they open their fucking moron mouths and started flapping their fucking moron lips and talking their fucking moron, completely clueless opinions, right? They knew the result of it would be, if they're wrong, they get their balls slammed in a drawer, they might shut the fuck up. Now, don't you have any Egyptian terrorists you want to say as the best thing ever now, Hugh? Right? You fucking moron. Now, I just want to say, if you're an actor and you're not a fucking moron, Keith, I have no idea if you're a fucking moron or not. I really don't. Again, very nice guy. I'm not disputing you're a nice guy. If you're not a fucking moron, or if you know if you have any actor chums who are not fucking morons, I apologize saying you're all fucking morons. I just say, look, all I see from actors is you guys being fucking morons, right? So, that's just what I expect nowadays. They're all fucking morons. Now, before we get into the chat, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know, on the good news, we're seeing law and order is being restored throughout the world. This video, I think, says it all very, very clearly.
Hey, guy, we're going to the car.
Oh my gosh, he's actually cuffed.
This is wild. Charged with theft. You know what you did, mister. Whole bag of salmon jerky, huh? Yep, tell it to the judge.
So guilty.
Sit tight. Seatbelts for your safety. We'll get you processed downtown.
Yes. It's a big house for him. That's what I say, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, with that, let's get to the chat. On this, the last day of the holidays. We go to Twink. Where are we up to? Where's the intro? Did I move the intro? I bet I did. Yeah, here it is. I found it. There you go. Oh, by the way, I have to tell you this. I need to pull up the AI of the full picture, because man, this one came out really well. That's over here. One second. I go to put this up here. Yeah. Yeah, you don't often get a Perry Romano combo, right? But I just think it's a nice idea. Right, look, I just try and bring the best for you people. That's what I do. That's me for you, baby. Just try and bring the best. But here, this is the original AI picture. I want to work on. I want to go to that Downton Abbey, baby. Everything looks good there. Again, I kind of like the slutty Romana. That kind of works for me. Now you get a feeling that Perry always kind of slutty by herself. But I do like the slutty Romana. I like how they hold the mince pies together. What's the cafe said? I can't remember now. Time for one last minute pie, Rabbi. Always from you, darling. Always from you. Don't tease me. You can tease me that way. It's fine. Well, this is the end of the holiday spectacular. It's not very spectacular. It isn't. The state of Doctor Who should be the sorry state of Doctor Who going into 2026. Star Trek. Oy vey. Just oy vey. And 20 minutes begins with genuine awesomeness. We covered the genuine awesomeness. I'm going to do my top 10 of 2025. That's right off the chat, right? Because, I think it's a good way of looking at getting a good grasp on what the year was like, right? So OD says that's why you don't F around with Trump. OD, I think you dropped a new stop motion video. I do hope you put the link in the chat. Darren M is here doing Darren, and they were doing it. Oh, there you go, right there. Doctor Who Zygons in Tokyo. Oh, how can I get that? I don't know. But yeah, please everybody go over there. Like, share, subscribe. It's a very good idea. Let me get my shilling out of the way, says Archer Colin. and says Babylon 5 speaks the Arthurian legend in Grail. I don't know what that is. I remember they had the spin-off series that they didn't only went for like 12 episodes, right? Crusade. I guess could that be that? We might be talking about that. We're up to. Isn't that ironic? The left of them melting down about while the Venezuela are celebrating? They're always melting down, as Archer Collins says. So Schweitek is here. Says howdy. How are you doing, sir? Thank you for joining us. So who do you have to pay for your daughter's weddings now? They're getting broody. Well, I think that's going to have to. But please get them down the aisle. Rotate your bloody phone, Rabbi. I just thought it would do it automatically when I put it on the screen, right? Have you consulted with the children to see if they want a brisket? Well, it's not going to be brisk. It'll be brisk. PD Rich is here. The bris. Oh, you must start out. The bris is on tomorrow, right? It's on its way, baby. The deputy president's demanding them back. Okay, sure. That's going to happen, right? I hope Star was taking notes. Yeah, was it? What's the one? There was an AI or something I saw that I thought was funny. Hang on. Is it this one?
How do you play?
Oh, here it is. Okay. Look. This is the one I'm hoping for, baby. Video file. Download. Here we go. Yeah, that would be awesome, right? That would be all kinds of awesome. I'll be very much on board for that, right? Corby slap in the face of shut up, you little Hitler. Yes, I think that should just be something we have to do whenever we see him, right? I think that should be the law of the land. But it's a socialist in the country that fucked the oil industry and lost billions, plunging the country into heavy inflation. Yes, but they got talk of the money, so it's okay. Ollie Otis has dropped an Epoch today, Epoch Jam Day, about another close to perfect military op. The SAS breaking the Iranian embassy. Oh yes, I remember that. That was damn impressive. That was damn impressive. Yeah, hats off to that. Where are we up to? Rich OT. Imagine if this happened to Starmer, would it be a miracle? I mean, we really do. Donald, mate. Look, come on. The British military aren't going to protect him, right? They're not going to protect him. Keanu Reeves is okay, says OT. You're right. Yeah, Keanu Reeves is okay. Keanu, we like you. Right? Just don't send him. Is that Philip Fiddler and Holly Willoughby? Probably. That's why some truth is the old saying, born in the sense. Indeed. Yes, genius actor. You just imported an Islamic activist back into the UK who hates everyone. Most especially them, right? They hate them. Robert Payne is here, oldie Robert Payne. How you doing, sir? Thank you for joining us. The India can't smuggle their mouse anymore. I know, it's so terrible, right? It's so terrible. Let's hope sanity prevails. Yes, but I don't think he's gonna like that, PD, if that happens. The non-moron actors has actually got another ones that don't open the mouths. I think very true. Like Tom Felton always struck me as being very together, right? Michael was with Michael thinking he was King Arthur. He did think he was King Arthur. Okay. Grill was the episode of with Arthur one with David Warner in it, right? And then it ended up with the fat bloke taking over the quest, right? That's like the third or fourth episode. Right. Late delivery from Avalon. That's the name of the episode. Well done. There was a lot of reference to Arthurian legend in Babylon 5. Oh, right. It did have... That had... what's his name? Logan from Logan's Run. I think it was... I think it was King Arthur. Yes, I remember that. Yes. I watched the new Ben Cumberbatch one with Oliver Coleman. Sadly, Shooting Cat was in it, and it felt like old times. Was he playing somebody gay, Bunny, perchance? I think that's what it is. We lost the ability after the 2012 election. I don't know what that ability was, but we lost it. Right? We lost it. It happens. Okay, ladies, you've done a fine job. But before we get anywhere, this is what I should have done before New Year's. But I'm going to do my top 10 bits of culture for 2025, right? This is going to be my top 10 pieces of culture in order that happened in 2025. I'm starting with number 10 on Hulu. Hulu's about to be dissolved, but it's become part of Disney Plus as it is internationally. Predator, Killer of Killers. Now, I like what they're doing with Predator a lot, right? I like this new direction from Predator. I think Prey was freaking excellent, and I didn't watch it for years because I thought it'd be woke shit, right? But I was really, really impressed with how good it was, right? So Killer of Killers is their second foray into the Predator world. It's an anthology movie, animated feature. It's, as I said, of like 3 stories. 3 Predator-like stories, but what can I say? It the initial story of Predator. You have a big scary alien that hunts people, right? That people think they're hunting, and they become the hunted. That's essentially the Predator story, right? And they've done it many times over, and it's got kind of boring. The Prey was the first one that really kind of moved the mythology along and moved it along in a way that's something I found interesting, right? I found it like an interesting, entertaining piece of science fiction. So yeah, there are 3 half-hour vignettes, I think's the word, right? Of different stories with different predators, and again, I just like the world building they're doing with this franchise now, right? Which is, if you want to build a movie into a franchise, world building is what you need, right? Like, if you want to make Star Wars into a really big franchise, you should have really started with something like Andor, which is Andor's all about world building. Andor was Andor season 2. That was 2024, wasn't it? Because Andor season 1 should have been in this list. It was in here. Now I got to look it up. Oh, right. What was the date of Andor season? I think it was 2024. Hang on, Andor. Season 2. No, it was 2025. Oh, that goes way to the top then. Okay, fine. So you know what? Here's my. I now got to get a new. We've got to get a new picture of it. Andor season 2. Short videos, news videos. No. I want images. I think it's probably going to go to the top then. The top of my list, because I don't think anything was better than that this year. Okay. I really didn't know Andor came out this year. That really did. See, this is what happens when you do things on the fly, right? When you do things on the fly, I'm gonna put it over here. But so I'm gonna. So that therefore, Predator Killer Killers is downgraded to honorable mention. It's number 11 now, right? Number 11. Still worth watching, right? Worth watching. Something else worth watching, surprisingly worth watching. Fantastic Four: First Steps. This was a solid, decent movie. Much to my surprise, well cast. Other than one thing, well cast and well written. There's one problem with it. Well, 2 really, but one main problem. Right? The one problem with it is Pedro Pascal. The casting of the whole rest of the movie was spot on. 100% perfect, apart from the female Silver Surfer. But even that kind of worked in context. All right. I mean, I actually think that did work in context. I think Vanessa Kirby was great. I like the whole aesthetic. I like the 1960s aesthetic. I like the guy from The Bear playing the Thing. He was great. It looked fantastic. It was just Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal is anti-Viagra to this movie. Sadly, like, he really, really, really trashed it. Right? Yeah. I'm sorry, but that and a much better advertising campaign. I think they could have brought the MCU back with this one, because it was genuine quality. But no one's into giving them a chance anymore, right? So something that finished in the nick of time. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Thank God they redeemed themselves from the previous movie, Dead Reckoning. This is okay. Look, Mission Impossible series is probably one of the best cinematic series ever. I think in terms of consistently being good, Planet of the Apes is the best cinematic series. But like they've had good movie after good movie after good movie. One dud in the whole series, and that was Dead Reckoning. Sadly, right? So I didn't know if they could pull it back for Final Reckoning, and they actually did. They delivered a genuinely entertaining movie. The only problem with it is they raised the stakes so much that it became like you couldn't really accept it, right? But for a final movie, which this is the final movie in this series. I hope they come back and they do a sequel series of Mission Impossible with a new cast, with Tom Cruise being like the older guy, right, in The Office. I think that would be really good. But it delivered its thrills, it delivered its spills. Good, entertaining cinematic experience, right? So I was going to say this is definitely one of my high spots of my top 10 of 2025, right? Surprisingly, Tron Ares as well. Now, I wasn't sure what goes above, what's better, Tron Ares or Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. Did Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, again, it was a bit too huge to be, it wasn't the best one. The best one was totally the Fallout, right? The one with Henry Cavill. But this third entry into the Tron universe, again, a thoroughly entertaining cinematic experience, right? Genuinely entertaining. Nice idea. Put together well. Completely ignored the second one for no apparent reason, right? I don't know why, right? But completely ignored the second one for a reason that again, baffles me. Absolutely baffles me. But I like the idea of bringing the virtual world into the real world, right? You can see that's the way they've always wanted to go. Solid, right? I think a solid, entertaining movie. Much more solid and much more entertaining. We have Superman, a very controversial Superman. I don't know why it's very controversial, right? I found it genuinely optimistic, fun, right? It wasn't the best Superman movie ever made. I mean, what was the best Superman movie ever made? Let me think. We got Superman the movie, Superman 2, probably Superman 2, Richard Donner cut, Superman 3, Superman 4, Superman Returns, Man of Steel. You can't really call Justice League the Zack Snyder Superman movie. Do I think this was a better movie and I did than Man of Steel? Yes, I did. Right, and Superman versus Batman. Right, I like the more upbeat, optimistic view of the DC universe. I like the more fun view. I like Crypto. I liked everything about it. It was just nice. Right, it was nice. It wasn't accident. It was just trying to be nice and optimistic, and I didn't find it woke in the slightest. Well, I'm sure James Gunn is very, very, very woke. I didn't find it woke in the slightest. Right? It's number 6 on my list. Right? It's not like the greatest thing, but it's doesn't deserve the hate that it's getting. But better than that, right? My penultimate movie experience for 2025, Naked Gun. Yes, it was really good. Right? Liam Neeson, perfect casting. Seth MacFarlane, perfect casting. Right, I do like the multiple hands, taking the piss out of AI. Nicely, Pamela Anderson back. There was just lots in it that this was really fun and really weird. This is like this whole side quest when they have a magic snowman that tries to kill them. That's so weird, but it's genuinely speaking, a lot of fun. So this was a recommend. Right, this one is a recommend. Looking forward to seeing it on Netflix when that merger goes through, that acquisition goes through. And my favorite cinema movie for 2025, in cinema movie 2025, Predator Badlands. Now, again, this is not the greatest movie ever made. this is a much better movie than Avatar 2, and I haven't seen Avatar 3, right? And much better. It's a it's a smaller, I would say smaller story, but it's not aiming to have the hugest budget ever, right? It was a medium budgeted movie, and it really told an interesting story that was very, very in the vibe of Predator, in the Predator universe. I like the casting. I like the script. I like the characters. I like the storytelling. For me, every part of this movie worked. Now, I think it's probably as good as the first Predator movie. Does that mean it's one of the greatest movies of all time? No, it's fucking Predator. It's supposed to be popcorn, disposable fare, and I think it's definitely in the ballpark as those as the 1980s original, right? So yeah, I strong recommend from me, right? I have no idea why it gets so much hate. It was Naked Snowman, was it Shooty? Says Archie Carden, probably in the background. Now we move on to TV shows, but just because I'm going in order of things that I like, right? And this TV show was better than any movie I saw this year. Murderbot, fucking awesome. Oh, I love this show. It's really, really funny, and it's got a Skarsgård stars as a robot that's hacked its own programming, right? So it could do whatever it wants. It can kill everyone, but realize if it does anything, it's immediately going to be destroyed. And he ends up being rented out as a security for a bunch of loser hippies on this planetary dig. And he's just his scorn and hatred of them leaks through, right? But but it comes through with a great story, great cast, right? Everything just really, really, really melds together, right? To make something new, interesting, and a lot of fun. This on its own is worth a subscription to Apple Plus for the month, right? To watch this show. Now, my next pick is very controversial because not many people liked it other than me. What are we on to? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Yeah, my number three, best thing of 2025, and again, a lot of people vehemently disagree with me, is Alien Earth. For some reason, it has Amy's crack there. I don't know why. Alien, a lot of people hated this. So this made me realize that Alien fandom is very much split. And as always, I'm in the smaller part of Alien fandom, right? I like the weird, slower, contemplative Alien, weird shit, right? I like Alien 3. That Found Out Alien 3 is my favorite, with the Paul McGann stuff reinserted into it, which is great. So this show strikes me as if they got a very long overarching plan, like a 5 to 10 years plot. All right, and the aliens are going to become far more important as we go along. But it's this is kind of like the opening chapter, right? It's more like the introductory chapter, and it introduces a lot of shit and a lot of lore, all of which I think, generally speaking, works and fits very neatly into Alien canon. But not to put too much important on it, the alien is kind of used as a condiment on the story, right, rather than the meat and potato of the story. And I'm hoping that it's going to become more about the alien as the story unfolds. And I do hope the story is going to unfold more, because this for me really organically fits into the Alien universe, both stylistically and figuratively. Right, now the only real leap is, can an alien work in daylight? Right, and for me, the jury is still out. But there's so many elements in it, for me, that really did work very, very well. Firstly, each week you did have some really excellent alien action in it. Right, I liked that a lot, and you really did. Every week you had a big alien action sequence. So I was happy with that. I think you got enough alien in each episode anyway. I like the new elements. I like the idea of the hybrids versus the what they call it, hybrids versus the cyborgs versus the is it androids? Yeah, androids. Yeah, the different ways of having, like, living forever essentially. And I like the androids a lot. I like the whole setup of the corporate universe. I like this new young corporation, Boy Cavalier. I like the casting. I 8th episode I think was great in this. Right, who turned out to be an android. I like the writing a lot. I like the angst that these children find themselves in. Essentially, you have a bunch of children get downloaded into terminally ill children get downloaded into bodies of androids, right? And they wanted children so their imaginations wouldn't be constrained, and they can become like super geniuses. Which again, I find that a really interesting idea. I love the use of the alien in this. I love the introduce of the new aliens. Obviously, I love the eyeball monster, the sheep. That was all great stuff, right? So for me, this was absolutely a massive success. I understand a lot of you out there hate it. I understand that. For me, it works a lot, right? For me, it works a lot. My number 2 favorite thing of 2025 is Star Wars Andor. Oh my God, was this good? How good was this? This actually reinvigorated my love of Star Wars, right? It made me love Star Wars again. I love the world building in this. I love the characters. I love the evil Imperial woman, Mira, whatever her name is. I liked her boss, the creepy guy, Qui-Gon from Game of Thrones. I love Kellen Skarsgård in it. All of them, like really, I love I like Mon Mothra. I like the stories of everybody, right? And I like the idea of like the Empire, especially in the first season, was about people just being very good at their jobs, which happens to be dismantling the rebellion. Deidre Mira, I think I loved her romance that she had with the sad sack bloke in it. I loved his rise in it. I loved his mother. I loved the traitors. I loved the angst. I loved all of it. And then you got the world building, of them building up the rebel base in Yavin, right? That happened over several years, and this I thought was great. I would love there to be a sequel show set between Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back, where you see them setting up like Hoth base, right? But yeah, no, I thought it was great. This was just really good on every level. It was 12 episodes long, broken into 4 story arcs, all and each story arc took place a year after the one beforehand. Because they're 3 episodes each, they zipped along nicely, right? It was a. This was a knock it out the park success. This is one of the few things Disney spent their money on that it was worth spending their money on, right? And my top, now this is going to shock you, right? Because I haven't even spoken about this, but my top thing of 2026, Pluribus. Holy shit, is this good, right? This is really, really good. So it's by the guy who created Breaking Bad. If you haven't seen Breaking Bad, you got to see Breaking Bad. And also Better Call Saul. So this is nothing like Breaking Bad, other than you can tell it's by Vince Gilligan, right, who did Breaking Bad, because it's very much his storytelling style, right, and his story style as well, while being a completely different story. So I'm going to spoil it somewhat and give a season review, right, right now. But it's really worth checking out. And listen, my initial review is, turn this review off right now, right? And then just go watch it, because I don't want to spoil the first episode for you, right? It's somewhat similar to, what's the name? Severance. Right? A lot of how good it is finding out what actually is going on. So there, that's very true here. Archie Collins says, was it Alien Earth where they put the minds of the children into adult robots? Yes, that's the one. It's because Fox doesn't realize that there's an Alien and Aliens fan base. I didn't realize either, says Petey Rich, right? So they keep mixing everything together and pissing on both sides of fandom, apparently so. Right? They should do an animated adaptation of the Dark Horse comics that carries directly from Aliens, right? That would be awesome. And that would really, really make the Aliens fan base very excited. Anyway, Pluribus, right? Pluribus. Again, spoiler warning. I warned you enough, right? So this stars Rhea Seehorn, who essentially became the star of Better Call Saul, which was the sequel series to Breaking Bad, it was actually a prequel and sequel series to Breaking Bad. She's a phenomenally good actress, right? She is a phenomenally authentic and genuine actress who you believe in everything, right? She's very, very effortlessly believe in everything. And you need an actress like this when it's a very fantastical plot. It's something that wouldn't happen in everyday life. So she plays a writer in it. She's a lesbian, a writer, which it just seems to be a bit like a little bit gratuitous. Like, why is everybody a lesbian? Right? And when I heard that, it was going to be woke as fuck, but it really wasn't at all, thank God. And she writes this reasonably cheap, tacky, romantic fiction, pirate fiction, I think, like genre fiction. And she has a fan base, and she goes traveling around, and she gives, she does signing tours and speaking tours for a book, and she travels with her agent, who's also her wife, lover, whatever, right? So the story opens up with there being a radio telescope, and they pick up some kind of repeated pulse, right? And they go, well, and it seems to be of non-natural origin, because it's a loop and it keeps repeating itself, and they try and work out what it is, and eventually comes to the conclusion it's a directions for making a series of proteins or something like that, and then you see this thing grow over years where they make this like special lab to test these different variations of this protein or whatever it may be on different rats, and they keep everything like super like locked down and super security. But eventually one rat suddenly freezes. And so they go in to check it, and the rat bites through the glove, or the medical glove, and infects the person. Who then, the first thing they do is they tongue kiss the next person they see, and they become infected, right? And then they go work out giving out free cookies to everybody, and they lick them also, and they all become infected, right? And so, and everybody works in complete unison together, right? So they notice there's these chemical back to Rishi on the writer. They notice that these planes are going overhead and they're making look like chemtrails everywhere. And they're like, yeah, what is that? Then suddenly, all of a sudden, everybody stops at the same moment and starts shaking uncontrollably. Some people collapse, some people keep standing. And Rishi Horn's one of the only people not infected. So she tries to get her lover into a van that she steals from somebody else, and then suddenly when people stop shaking, they all turn around to her in unison. Her name's Carol. Says, "Don't worry, Carol, you're in no danger whatsoever." Right, which is totally much more freaky, right? And she eventually makes it home to her house, and she puts the TV on to see if there's an emergency signal or something going on. And the emergency signal was just to hers, and it's saying, "Carol, please don't worry. You're in no danger whatsoever." Right? And the guy on the podium, there's a guy on the podium on TV talking to her. So, "Please, Carol, I'm the undersecretary of the Department of whatever, and I'm here to reassure you there's no danger." So what's going on? Have you all been taken over by aliens or something? He says, no, we're all the same. There's no alien invasion. Don't worry, but we are the recipients, the beneficiaries of an alien technology. And what has happened is everybody has become one bonded gestalt entity, right? With all everybody's individual bodies. being part of a greater whole, right? And there's only like 12 people in the world who aren't affected. Sorry, Petey Richards said Star Wars on BBC say he will still be the PM in January 27, and we should reunify with the EU for social security. I think he probably will be. I can't believe he's still leader now. Anyway. So the entirety of the series is what happens if the whole world becomes one group Gestalt entity, right? How will that change civilization? And so it's a polemic on individuality versus collectivism, right? I think very much on the side of individuality, but they do really sell the advantages of it being a collective civilization, right? Which again, I just find fascinating. So Rhea She-Hulk, the main character, Carol, hates it. She is railing against it, and the more she finds out about this like collective body, this collective Gestalt entity, the weirder it is. Like they can't lie, and then they're about halfway through the series, it comes out that there's like episode 6 or 7, I think 6, is called HDP. Right, this is a very Vince Gillian name, right? Because she goes investigating, and she finds like a freezer with all these body parts like packaged up, and it was like, are they eating human beings? So it turns out that they can't kill anything. They can't even pick an apple, right? They can't kill it because it's ethically wrong for them. They've decided, right? Which does mean that like 90% of the population will die within 10 years because they can't farm for themselves, right? Because they can't kill anything. So the only form of protein they have are like 10,000 people die a day, approximately, right? So part of this that what they do is saying they add into what they eat is called HDP, human-derived protein. And the funny thing is, this is described by John Cena, playing John Cena, who's part of the Gestalt entity. That you have this other one, a guy who is now, he's turned himself into this ultimate superstar lifestyle. He's always having sex with lots of people and living in mansions and flying flying Air Force Ones. So they become cannibals. Exactly. Yes, they become cannibals because they can't kill anything. Yes, Archie Connor, you're 100% right. So you have the pluses and minuses, right? The way they describe it is the way they describe it, right? Because they won't kill something. So you have these other people. When something happens to them, when you scream at them or when you attack them, it causes hundreds of thousands or millions of them to freak out and maybe die, right? And again, you have these 12 people who are part of the Gestalt, and they very much want them to become part of the Gestalt, right? And that's part of the story moving on to the final phase of the series. Again, it's a fascinating character drama and a fascinating piece of world building, beautifully told, right? This is really the absolute opposite of Stranger Things season 5, which I'm not even bothering with, right? Everything is I can't stand video game storytelling, which is what Stranger Things is. Like, we got to do this huge, great mission now, and now these are the things that are going to stop us, and here how we'll get over those things. I'm like, just shut up. Oh, just shut up and tell a story, which is what this is doing. Right, this is actually telling a real story about something that I'm fascinated to hear, and I can't wait to see the second season. Again, this is worth a subscription to Apple TV for the month in of itself. This plus Murderbot, right? Whatever it is, for $10, totally worth it. These are two excellent things, and genuinely my favorite bit of entertainment for 2025. So there you go. Now 2025 is about, let's look forward to the future. What terrible things may be coming next? Let me just line all this up. I got so many stupid stories to look at. We got that one. Actually, that one's probably hang on. That story, man, it's a lot of stupid stories. We can start with that one. I think we'll start over there. Hang on, we got that. Oh, we got the Star Trek stuff as well to go over. Hang on. No, let's start over here. This is an interesting place to begin. Where were we? That's everybody. I think I got Robert Payne. Yeah, that's actually Robert Payne. Share screen. Yeah, let's see what this has got to do. Casting conundrums from Bond to Voldemort, Doctor Who to White Lotus, the biggest move in TV roles to be filled in 2026. Harry Potter series Voldemort, right? Tilda Swinton is a popular online rumor. Why? He's a male character. Why? That's why. Oh, would you stop with this stupidity? Cillian Murphy, much better choice, right? I was better regarded as the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast. Production began over the summer with key roles are being revealed. Ralph Fiennes betraying the Dark Lord in the movie. Cillian Murphy is perfect. Is perfect casting for that. Right, Doctor Who. What are you going to say about Doctor Who? Doctor Who set to return for Christmas special late 2026. Following Judy Garrett's partner in Generation, Billy Piper at the end of last season, fast expectation is rampant over the identity of the next Doctor, whose names include Piper, Aaron Doherty, we'll get it back to that, Amy Lou Wood, Matt Smith in a comeback. Mal, please. That's just stupid. White Lotus, I've never really seen it. Helena Bonham Carter's going to be in it. Okay. Don't really care. Lord of the Rings Hunt for Gollum. Big explore Aragorn and Gandalf's pursuit of Gollum after he escapes Mordor. With Elijah Wood, Ian McKellen, and Viggo Mortensen, Orlando Bloom. Oh, that's not really casting him new. Who do they think's down for James Bond? That's the question. This is really the biggest question of 2026 in my mind. Right? Dennis Villeneuve, everything they said sounds good. But until they say something good, they don't say something good. Aaron Taylor Johnson, Henry Cavill, Tom Holland, no. Idris Elba, no. Callum Turner, okay. Jacob Elordi, no. James Norton, I don't know. Our own Baz Bamingbour broke the news. The team was leaning towards a relatively unknown Brit for the role. Jacob Elordi might be good, actually. It's possible. He was Frankenstein recently. X-Men film. Call My Agent. No, I have no idea. God of War. Never played it. Scooby-Doo. Is this live action? I'm scared already. Heat 2. This is a bad idea. Michael Mann, Christian Bale, and Leonardo DiCaprio for the next installment of the 95 Heist Classic. Well, that's good casting. Spider-Man films. What's this? Ocean's film. Bradley Cooper, Margot Robbie. Look, we need less Margot Robbie. All right, relatively boring, right? Relatively boring. Speaking of relatively boring, let's talk about Mandip Gill. Doctor Who favorite Mandip Gill reveals prediction for the show's future and secrets to its success. How would you know? You're the harbinger of doom for it, right? How would you know what's successful? Hey, Daisy. The actor has reassuringly optimistic view about fans concerned recent challenges. Look, I think Doctor's going to come back and has every potential to be highly successful if they choose to make it successful. Doctor Who, right? Literally every potential to be highly successful. It will come back. Have you seen how long it's been going? Well, she's a moron. Again, actors are fucking idiots. They just are. And the great thing about people who watch Doctor Who, they're so open to change. Why can't it keep regenerating every couple of years? The thing is, you change it too much, so it wasn't Doctor Who, so they left. you know, and it's like Doctor Who being back just has to be about it being back, right? I think it takes the type of person. I'm sure they'll get it right, but it'll be so interesting. Even if I say, yeah, look, it's got to be a bloke. I'm sorry, it's got to be a woke bloke now. But I really think it will come back on its own when it's meant to. It has the potential to. The show continues going on and on and on. You know, she's probably right. I hate to say it, she is probably right. She is probably right about this. John Culture set to voice the 12th Doctor Big Finish. This is the thing I'm most excited about in terms of Doctor Who in 2026. New 6-part series, Run Fast, Be Kind, fills the gap between before Capaldi's final TV season. Culture known for his roles, including the Brigadier and the Master. Not enough Master. I wish he would do more Master. So the 6-part run is called Run Fast, Be Kind. Is set between the Christmas special, The Husband's River Song, and Return of Dr. Mysterio. Filling the lost years gap before Capaldi's final season in 2017. Yeah, there's like most of his run you could do there. This is the best we're going to get since Capaldi will not be returning his role anytime soon. Yeah. Culture is no stranger to the world of Doctor Who. Yeah, we know this. Prank called Tom Baker. Brigadier, was it? In the last few years, he's appeared in various roles in Big Finish, including voicing the Brigadier perfectly. 2 incarnations of the Master, played by Delgado and Ainley. Not enough of them. But his Delgado and his Ainley are both perfect. Right? They are Chameleon. We kind of made his own voice for that. And now the 12th Doctor. Here, I think we have they put out a. There we go. Let me look at the Big Finish YouTube channel. I think they put out a sample, which didn't actually fill me with hope. But let me have a look. If it's not here on their YouTube channel, I'll check on their Twit-Twats, right? Dalek Attorney. No, okay. Fine, we'll go Big Finish. Big Finish. Hang on. I definitely saw it on one of these. But it's not here. Do I have to look on their Facebook for this? No, I don't understand why this wouldn't be like a pinned tweet or something like that. Star Cops, no thank you. 12 Days of Christmas. I definitely saw this recently, so it can't be that far back. No. Oh, to December. No, really? Where is it? Okay, then it's Facebook then. Somebody sent me a link to it. I think it's over here. Hang on. Where'd it go? Oh, here we go. Here, now I've got to find now, how do I download this? How do you download shorts? Okay, fine. I'll just go YouTube downloader. Let's see if this will do the trick. Where am I going? Over here. Yeah, I should have this. I had this little like downloady thing built into it. There's a picture of a pineapple here. I think that's the channel. It's not on. Okay, no, we'll stick here. Okay, let's see if it's actually. Let's see if this works. It's thinking about it. So it takes 10 to 15 seconds to download. Okay. No. Let's try that again. I just got pretty. Okay. I think it just downloaded. Okay. Where are we up to? Got it. Video file.
I will try to ensure that nobody finds her again. I will make sure it works this time. She doesn't deserve this. You humans poking and prodding around.
She doesn't deserve it.
She didn't come.
I had to tell you, this is not as good as I hoped it would be.
I'm looking for you. You came down here. You drilled a hole through the wall. You scared her. Remember that.
Look, this is something that's going to be sold on this strength of the story, right? If the story is told well, then I'll be up for it, right? If not, not. I mean, it's really the bottom line. Yeah, so if I can find that I got a Ian Levine video as well. Hang on, go there. Doink. Will this download Facebook videos as well? Just to find another download. Let's see if it'll go. It's thinking about it. Maybe it's going to work. I don't know. We're thinking a bit too long though. I think I've got to do a Facebook video download at Facebook. Video downloader. Doink. This thing work? No, it's totally confused it. Here, this will do a trick. Download. Fine. So Ian Levine, everyone's favorite Benton. I think the only Benton. Just put out a video message. Apparently his birthday is on December 24th. They did not know.
Hello everyone, I've just landed my Spitfire and I've just come on to say a quick hello to all of you. Now, I know some of you had a rough Christmas. I don't mind openly admitting I did. I've had a bit of problem with my hip, like most of
I'm sorry to hear that, John. I'm sorry to hear
people do, but I've had the warmth of my home and the warmth of the friendship I've had with people that have backed me all of my life. Katie Manning phoned me on my birthday, Christmas Eve. But what I really want to say is the most sincerest thank you to each and every one of you, lady, man, old, young. The love and the beautifulness that you give we Doctor Who actors is something that nothing else can give you. It's kind of like love mixed with wonderfulness.
I don't know, maybe it's not really working for me. But it's nice, right? It is nice that he gets so much power, from Doctor Who. The Doctor Who love. I frankly deserve it. I'm sorry. Listen, I know you were an extra. You got a job as a Cyberman, and next thing you know, you were a speaking part. Benton, a beloved part of many of our childhoods. We all wish you well, mate.
Watch these beautiful science fiction shows. We are the dreamers of dreams. And we're the dreamers of dreams because without the dreams, this reality can become a little rocky. Now, you all know that I'm getting old now. I'm 85.
I can't argue with you, mate. Without the dreams, that's been one of the big problems over the last 10 years. Right? We've had our dreams, our relaxation stolen from us.
For now, Christmas Eve. Seen a few things, done a lot of things. But being in Doctor Who, playing Sergeant Benton, I watched myself on You and Eden, of course, all over Boxing Day. My grandson and my son visited from New Zealand. First time in 15 years I've seen them. And to think they walked in and my TV show, my Doctor Who's were on all over. I felt so chuffed. So, really and truly, be kind to people. I want to thank Ken.
It's a bit, you waffled on when there's a soft edit in your Christmas video.
Edens, Alex Moore, Gregory Zender, and all of the people that have been so kind to me. I know I'm a slightly serious person, but having watched my own self on my own episodes of Doctor Who over Boxing Day, The Time Monster, The Three Doctors, Inferno, I wasn't as bad as I thought. So I want you to know that even at my age now, the joy I have for anything Doctor Who related makes me so happy.
I honestly, I mean, that just makes me happy. It really does.
I'm going to wish you all the very best of luck. Be kind and stay warm. Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Be kind and stay warm. Very, very good advice. Very good advice. Aaron Doherty addresses those 60s Doctor rumors. Aaron Doherty, she was in The Crown, Adolescence, 1,000 Blows. Right? And she was okay in 1,000 Blows. But that show didn't really... I didn't bother watching the final episode. Right? But her name has been connected with it. Honestly, it's A, because she's a woman, and B, because she's a slightly different, interesting actor. She didn't play the name and impresses Doctor's lineup. I've heard Doctor Who rumor, and I'm into science fiction and fantasy, but I can honestly say there's been no discussion. Yes. Of course, in a post-Andrew Garfield world, every rumor is a possibility until her name was officially announced, because Doctor Who would be a great choice. Yes, she would if they hadn't failed completely with the female Doctor. Right? The complete and total failure of a female Doctor, I think, is a reasonably big deal. Frankly, I'm sorry. I don't think you can really sugarcoat that and get rid of it, right? I really don't. Yeah. That was tell you, mate. In October, we learned that Davis will be writing Christmas specials. I've been persuaded to stay. Here we go again. Away in danger. Jingle bells. Silent blight. Hark the weeping angel sing. Oh, come we, Nyman. Months later, an interview in Radio Times, Davis was revealed that his current commitments were preventing him from writing the special. Not a moment. What? What's that? Revealed his current commitments were preventing him from writing the special. Not at the moment because I'm busy walking around the sea, but I'm also shooting a new show, Manchester Tiptoe. So next year my plate clears. We'll get to work on that. However, Davis made it clear that he's not going to be writing the special cold. Adding, I know exactly what happens. Don't worry about that. Well, we do worry about that, mate, because you haven't been very good of late. Right? In Doctor Who Magazine 6 minutes ago, David dropped a tease about the specials. Doctor Who 12 Days of Christmas. 12 months of waiting. Next Doctor, I'll be here to trumpet and to about in 2026 special. It contains the 3 words, Bafflers, Winter Knocks, and Village. I don't care. Shortly after, Davis shared that the big wigs of the BBC liked what he planned. Yeah, we're going to make it gay and put a chick in it. We haven't even started work on it yet, Davis revealed to BBC Newsweek regarding the Christmas special. I know what happens, but I better write it down soon in case I get run over by a bus. Please. No need. I understand Davis didn't get into details, partly because he hasn't written yet, but partly because he's not going to spoil anything. They're still a year away. He left the BBC highlights with jaws agape, loving it. Yes, because they were probably getting a blowy from shooting, right? Despite the leaked images, that was just stupid, right? That was just stupid. Top 2 Rusty Davis are the best and worst showrunner. Well, that's true. How long is this? Okay, we'll read this. Where are we up to? There's so much rhetoric about the future of Doctor Who, with fans blaming Rusty Davis for the creative choices in the Disney Plus era. Well, he was the showrunner, right? He ran the show. They were his choices, and they were all stupid, right? It creates a lot of clickbait. What, you mean like regenerating in Billy Piper? As they villainized Davis for becoming the hero who brought the show back and then became the villain for staying around too long. Well, I thought he'll do it again, but again, Shooting Cat was shit. It was really just Rusty Davis had a hard-on for him. And that was really it. He can still write funny, witty banter and wears his progressive activist heart on his sleeve. Yes, that's the fucking problem. Right? The world's moved on away from that bullshit. Which put him out of step with the current anti-inclusive culture. It's not anti-inclusive culture wars that have engulfed pop culture in the West End. No, you've guessed. Look, the DEI bill has become due, right? And people just are not interested in it, right? You kept it essentially. The entertainment industry's role was to entertain us while reflecting our society. What they tried to do was shape our society, and they failed massively. Right? They really genuinely failed massively. Granted, he may have leaned too hard into too many bad habits and rushed writing lately. Yeah, it was also shit. But which ironically made him both the best and worst showrunner Doctor Who could possibly have right now. Just the worst. Partly because it's very hard to find his replacement. I don't know. Well, finding the replacement that work with the current BBC, who are awful. It's journalist to attack a man who succeeded in not only bringing Doctor Who back twice from Oblivion. Oh, why was it in Oblivion the second time? You told me it was the best thing ever with Jodie, right? You said it was doing fantastic. No, after all, when he revived the series back in 2005 and made the rating success, to the surprise of everyone, including those inside the BBC who assumed it would be a career-ending disaster. He made the series appealing to female viewers by emphasizing more emotional storytelling and a lot of stuff was. Yeah, made it well. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But by the way, I was reading Warren Ellis's Planetary from the beginning over Sabbath. Well, I was trying to. And so one thing that really annoyed me in it is the very 90s, early 2000s Buffy-esque dialogue. Oh God, that was everywhere at the time. That's one thing. Good thing Battlestar Galactica did. Get rid of that Buffy-esque banter. Oh, being a companion, important part is the Doctor, Rose Tyler, beloved character Billy Piper on the map. Blah blah blah. He set the tone for the modern iteration. 20th century. Stephen Moffat ran with it. Chris Chibnall destroyed it, and they did a terrible job. Chris Chibnall. The modern version of Doctor Who is now 20 years old, and Davis may have fallen too deep into the fan service trap where he sacrificed story and coherence and continuity and lore clickbait. No, he had lore clickbait, clickbait, because the work he was doing was very poor, right? It was bad, right? And it wasn't vaguely Doctor Who. So, that's essentially where it fell. That's why they needed all that lore shoehorned into it, right? Disney felt too dependent on the big bad reveals, and depending on an old series lore up to 50 years ago might not be anything meant to anything to modern era fans, let alone newcomers. Those bright spots were various compromises that forced David to change and rewrite seasons to something less optimal. Again, because it was shit and it failed. He thought everyone was going to love it. Oh, queer Doctor Who. Yeah, what? What's not to love? Well, we're sick of it. Sick of everything being queer, including sometimes too much camp and tonal whiplash. Really? Sometimes? Permanently. The bottom line is that the show feels old and more tired, retreading old ground. Davis laid himself back in the 2000s. And too many times the Doctor didn't even save the day, which seems to forget the most important basic tenet of storytelling genre. The hero should be active and affecting the outcome of story. No, they're subverting your expectations. That's all. That's fine. Oh, God, idiocy. Back in 2005, Davis said that the problem with the original series was it got old and creaky. That's now happened to the modern iteration of the show. Exactly. Tropes have become too common and repetitive. Davis leaned too far into the camp and whimsy at the expense of coherence and consistency. Experiments in the spin-off like the Warp to Land Sea went off the rails. I thought that was the best thing he did, frankly, in this RTD2. Right? But the predictable premise collapsed quickly into basic storytelling, tonal mistakes that turned into a squandered opportunity. You could say that about the whole RTD2, especially when you could argue that those 5 hours of television could have been used instead for more episodes of Doctor Who. No, it was better. Their Doctor was shit. Given that Disney Plus season may more room to breathe. Come to think of it, you could argue the trailing 5-episode arc of the spin-off might have been better if it were a Doctor Who arc where the Doctor was part of the story. Well, not Shooting Out was Doctor Who. Right? Shooting Out was Doctor Who was shit. Right? Everybody hated him. That's why it failed. It refuses, well, Dr. Parts be part of the story, and refuses to help the human race commit genocide, but sides with the fish people, facilitates fish fucker romance, as well. Could Davis, who understands Doctor Who trolling clickbait fans and the haters, well, it clearly doesn't understand them because it all exploded in the face. The haters better than most showrunners? No. He's gotten bogged down and compromised and even tired. Did he get too fanish in his approach with the Disney run play? Again, preachy. When you make your show about preaching rather than about entertaining, no one's interested in it anymore. Right? Really, really genuinely, right? That's the problem with it. Right? No one is interested anymore when you make your show just super, super preachy. Right? There's a parallel with what happened to the classic series with the producer of the old show, John Nathan Turner. He ran from 1980 to 89. It was frequently been criticized for and even reviled by fans for many of his creative choices, including the over-reliance on law. Okay, no, the big problem was Eric Saywood. I'm sorry. Or the Eric Saywood, John Nathan Turner relationship. You know, Eric Saywood should have left when Colin Baker came on because he hated Colin Baker's casting and everything about Colin Baker, right? And he had no idea what he was doing in that season, and it showed. Right, he fought to keep the series from cancellation as long as he could, possibly even destroying his career as a producer. He did, as he stayed Doctor Who longer than any producer was suspected. Well, they wouldn't give him another job. They didn't want to have any in-house producers, right? To produce other BBC, project at the BBC. It was in the days the producers were all in-house and BBC developed all their projects internally. He was both the best and worst producer for Doctor Who. To compare Davis with John Nathan Turner is hugely unfair. Davis was responsible for turning Doctor Who from a cult show into, I don't know. I think it is fair, frankly. I think Rusty Davis did a worse job than John Nathan Turner. Man, I am running out of steam fast. Let's just run through this quickly. What do you think the best moments of Star Trek 2025 was? The Lego Icons USS Enterprise 1701D, best Cadet Tilly voice. You guys, oh god, this sounds awful. So this thing you got to spend $400 to get. Payback's a bitch. This looks awful. It's no secret that Trek culture do not support the hatred to Star Trek Discovery. In fact, we thought it was quick to notate the certain frustrations and misses of Discovery, but by and large, we defend it. Why? It was shit. It was embarrassing shit. One member of our team in particular makes it a mission with it. It's all about ideology because the ideology represented what you wanted. So Starfleet Academy's cast is one of the most diverse ever. Starfleet Academy looks like an embarrassing disaster. You're saying it's one of the best things in there? Punch it. Oh, fuck off. The film was said to be unconnected from the existing Star Trek series and cause some confusion. Okay, nobody knows what they're doing with the bloody series. False Kelvin film. Yeah, no, nobody knows what they're doing. These are not high spots. These are failures. The future begins. Oh, fuck off. No, Starfleet Academy looks awful. Really? Accents in the future? Yeah. This is why Star Trek's on its arse, mate, right? This is why Star Trek's on its arse. Doink. I mean, just look at these troglodytes. In this arena, it's all about Ortega's. Exactly. Oh, God. There's nothing about this. That makes me go, yes. Trek is a priority. Yeah, rescuing it is. But, like, how they're not Batgirling Starfleet Academy is beyond me. Khan was, I listened to an episode, meh. It was okay. Return of Archer, I think it's quite likely, actually. I hope not, but, same face, same matches. Oh, God. All actors are morons, including Rob Picardo. So what was their worst moments? Chaos, but to whose benefit? You're talking about Section 32. God, that was awful. Money doesn't exist in the 24th century. Okay. They must like money for some reason. A bit of essentialism on a Thursday. Yeah, when they became Vulcans. I don't know. Yeah, this is why Star Trek is shit and failing. Renewal and loss. Yeah, this Captain Kirk's awful. Prodigious shafting. You know what? You hadn't destroyed the whole franchise. It might survive, but you had destroyed the whole bloody franchise. Bye-bye. Kelvin Tynan going bye-bye. Yeah, well, you're not going to be lamented. That first movie wasn't bad, but the casting was good. That's not very Star Trek now, is it? What's not very Star Trek? Star Trek DEI is in its DNA. It's woke for 1966, or 1966 was a long time ago. The controversy had changed the last 6 years. What's to say it'll look like in 800 years from now? It'll look like nobody watching it, is what it'll look like. Oh, God, you people are idiots. Utopia. Wherefore art thou, Utopia? Nowhere near Star Trek. It's a boring place to live now. Audience growing here. Star Trek Legacy didn't happen. And what was their worst thing in 2025? I mean, like, these are 10 pretty bad things in a row. Okay, their worst thing is the other list best thing. Yeah, that kind of tells you where Star Trek is. Okay, I am Cream Cracker Lady. You can hear my voice starting to crack. I'm going to head off in the sunset. I am back on, what day is it? Tuesday night. I am back on Tuesday and with more filth and cyber frivolity. With that, I'm going to hit the end broadcast, but I'm going to hit it again and say good night.